What's up, bradleyaidanjohnson here, and I was wondering when someone was going to get me involved in this, and I guess I'll use this as a platform to launch into it. WTF! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Bradley, it seems every time I search a video on YouTube nowadays, there's a constant barrage of steroid talk. 99% of the people that I've idolised for wanting to achieve their physique are juicing. It makes everything seem so unachievable. Is anyone actually drug-free anymore, or should I simply give up on thoughts of resembling them? It truly makes me sick to watch these videos, because all I can think while they're talking is, I know this guy didn't do what he's preaching to me right now. He looks like that because of drugs. And you are right. You are. I'll tell you why you're right. You're right from two perspectives. You're right because anyone that has a physique that you would say is ideal physique, because I would like to think, please, let there be no one watching my YouTube channel looking at my physique as the ideal physique. Like, that's what the goal is. That is no goal. Yeah, I'm at the first rung of the ladder on my journey, so don't be trying to get here. Yeah, so no one will look at that like that. But let's talk about someone obvious like Rob Riches, Lazar Angelov, Simeon Panda, Jay Cutler, gain+muscle, any of the people that like are notable. Chris Gethin, say, what's the other guy? The one with the program, talks all weird, has one of the greatest physiques. He's on bodybuilding.com. Anyone on bodybuilding.com. Anyone in any magazine. If they're a fitness model of that caliber and you're wondering to yourself, do they take any form of anabolic steroids? Of course they do. Of course they do. Of course they do. Because if they didn't, someone else would and would look better than them, and then he would be the person you were wondering if they were on steroids or not. It's as simple as that. So let's say I go to a photo shoot today and I'll take a photo shoot and everyone's like, wow, you look really great, you look really ripped, and someone else wants the job of being the guy that gets paid to go to photo shoots, and he starts training and gets to my physique, but I'm already there in that position. He needs to get a better physique, so he'd do whatever he needs to do to get a better physique than me, and maybe he works harder, has better genetics and has a better physique than me, and then he does it. Wow. Then the next guy would look at him and go, I want his job, I want to be in his position. So what would he do? He'd do all the working hard, and then he would find out, whoa, I actually don't have better genetics, and I can't work out harder than him, and I'm just not going to get better than that. So the only thing I can do is take some form of drug that will enable my muscle walls to stay fuller, that will enable me to train harder, my connective tissue to repair faster, for me to be able to be more anabolic and grow more muscle during the off season and on season, for me to be able to burn fat easier, for me to suppress my hunger. Different drugs do different things, and he would take that and he would look better than that person. The next person would say, well, I want that job. When money becomes involved, people will do anything because money's involved. And what I'm describing this and you're probably sitting there thinking, oh, I can't believe it, they're all terrible, they're all liars. Now, it's not their fault. Don't hate the player, hate the game. The game has been set up like this, and you're all here for the same reason. Okay, whether it's the sporting world, the music world as well, but well, that's another video. Whether it's the sporting world or the bodybuilding world, it's set up like this. Person to idolize does something ideal, scores goal, slam dunks ball, runs really fast, has a really ripped physique. Yeah? You look at person and say, I wish to be that person. That is how the sports world revolves around. People wanting to be these people, idols. Yeah? And then that person says, the way I got to be this way is via this. Fish oil. Or because I use this mobile phone. Or because I eat this brand of chicken, or because I have this supplement, or because I wear these Nike training shoes, or because I have this energy drink. And then you buy that drink. That's the world you live in. Now, when money on that level gets involved in things, if you're seriously asking yourself whether somebody would inject themselves with a drug to get millions of dollars, pounds, if you have to ask that, ask yourself, would you inject a little bit of test in your butt cheek to get paid millions of pounds? And if your answer is no, you are a fool, because you should do that, because millions of pounds are good. So, for the people to be at the top physique, it means they have to beat the people before them. They have to have better physiques than the next guy, otherwise he'd have the job. And to get that, you need to do everything within your capabilities. Train as hard as you can. Be as disciplined as you can. Take as much performance enhancing drugs as you can get away with to get into that position. And then do whatever you can to not get caught doing it. Because the whole lie of this product made me big, this thing made me run faster, this handset is why I'm able to score the goal. The whole world of football and fitness is all based on the idea that you can do it too. You can be like them if you just give us $9.95. Yeah, that is the whole world of sports that you live in. Like, you'll watch the Masters golf, and then in between the golf they'll have all these clubs advertised. Like, the reason Tiger Woods can hit that far is because the specific golf clubs that he uses, not the hours of training he put into it. It's because that's the club that enables him to hit far, and use Nike golf balls because they go farther and they're straighter in their lie and they're easier to control. And that is the world that we live in. It's all garbage. Yeah, and when you get to that level, I don't think you realize how many different drugs there are for different effect. And every sports person, because I think people have the idea that steroids make you big. No. If that is about as sensible as thinking that drugs in a pharmacy cure coughs and that's all they do. You go into a pharmacy, they've got 1,000,001 drugs to do everything that you can imagine. Drugs to make you sleep, drugs to make you wake up, drugs to make you go to the toilet more, drugs to make you go to the toilet less, drugs to keep you awake, drugs to make you fall over, drugs to make you keep standing up, drugs for balance, drugs for depression, drugs to sedate you. They got drugs for everything. You think they don't have those drugs available, that kind of drugs to that intensity, better drugs behind the counter where you can't get to, in the secret areas for people with millions of funds? So it's not even a conspiracy. It's so obvious to anyone in the know. It's just for the layperson to keep giving these people money. And also, the thing you should remember is, it's not their fault. Like, if I want to train to a position where I want to be a fitness model, an actual successful fitness model, I'll train my ass off to get to the best I can possibly get to, and then walk in for the interview and I don't get the job. I still need to feed my family though. So are you asking me if I had to feed my family, feed my son, to feed my daughter, to feed mom, give mom, put my food on my mom's plate, to buy a house that I can leave to my children? If I'm gonna inject a little bit of test to get a little bit more money, to take a little bit of clench on some trainer board, you think I'm not gonna do that? I want to do that. If that is my route, if that's the only way that I see to making money, the best way I see to making money, I'm gonna do that. And any real man, any grown-up person with responsibilities will do whatever it takes to provide for himself and his. So I ain't got no problem with those people. And then, take it back, remove it from there. What do you notice? What's this natural thing anyway? What the heck is natural about what's going on? At the moment, you are looking at an LCD display that is pumping information and bytes through the internet, recording in cyberspace. Pixels are flowing through the magic of all this computer stuff into your artificially heated home that was built with machines, into this home that you eat foods that were processed in places you in your whole life. How much chicken have you eaten? How many chickens have you killed? How many chickens you killed? How many chickens you eaten? How many eggs have you collected from chicken baskets that you raised yourself on the farm? Yeah. How many, when you eat oats, how many times have you during the harvest period, cut down the oats and dried them yourself? How many times have you done that? We don't live in the world of natural. How many times have you had a headache and took a pill for that? How many times have you had a cough and you've taken some cough medicine? All these things that people, I'm natural. No one is natural. The only way for you to be natural is for you to at birth be put on a boat, not even a boat, you need to be just left in the grass in the middle of the Sahara Desert, and then someone say, good luck. As a baby, a newborn, the only way for you to be natural. No one is natural. I take omega 3s. You think fish oil is naturally put in a capsule and put in this bottle for me that just arrives at my home? That is not natural. No one is natural. No one. Or we're all natural. At the end of the day, all of the things that you consume and use are available on this planet. There's no alien compounds being used. As soon as a person starts doing something and they're getting help from an alien race, then it's not natural. Till then, we're just using the stuff we have available to you. This is my mobile phone. It keeps me in touch with my brother. Ain't natural. There's nothing natural about this. By the time I get a message from you people and it comes to my phone and I take a look, that's easier than for them running to me. I'm wearing socks right now. I didn't make those. It's clothing. It's not natural. Artificial materials. I eat food that I cook on cookers, artificially heated food to protect me again from the bacteria that would grow on the food that I cook off. I store my food in a fridge that artificially keeps it cold to keep the bacteria. unnaturally sedated for that time, so they don't attack me and grow and make me die. I have a window here to let light in artificially, but keep cold out artificially. I just don't understand the problem. If you think you have a moral problem with the whole juicing thing, then you need to stop with your arbitrarily decided upon point of naturality, which, you know, you've just chosen. Oh, okay, that's natural. At that point, it's fine to take, because like no one in the bodybuilding world would say creatine is not natural. They'd be like, yeah, creatine's fine. Take creatine. Protein powder, that's fine. Take protein powder. I'll buy a fat burner over the counter. That's totally fine. I'll do. What else will I do? I'll make sure I have some BCAAs. That's natural. That's fine. Then someone brings out a needle. It's like, whoa, no, that's not natural. That's not natural. Oh no, that's not natural. Why is that not natural? What's the difference between that and that? You've arbitrarily chosen a point at which you're saying it's not natural. If I injure my knee and I go and get knee surgery, and they do something in my knee with knives and anesthetic and stuff, I am no longer natural. If I have a hip replacement and they put in a plate somewhere, I've got metal in my body somewhere. I'm a robot. That's not natural. I think the whole idea of natural is just nuts. It's foolishness. Everyone should take whatever drugs they take. And you'd think, based on this, that I have a view, like, based on me actually taking this stuff myself. I don't. Would I? Hell yeah, I would. And I have no problem with it. And if I did it, I'd probably just tell you that day. Do I imagine in my entire life of lifting, I'll get to a point where I'm not gaining any muscle and I want to get on that stuff? I would say, hell yeah, I imagine that's going to happen to me. I would say within 5 years, I would do that probably. I would do it. And anyone who wants to unsubscribe because of it, unsubscribe because of it. But am I going to do it now in the bit where I'm still getting gains? When I lift, I get stronger every single time. I'm still, my consistency in my diet, my consistency in my training is still providing me with energy and strength, and I'm still loving every single moment of it. Am I going to do it today? No. To me, that's weak, man. There's no need for it. Like, stick to the program. But ultimately, if you're going to get to a point where you can't gain anymore, anyone with a physique that you admire and is at the top of their level of their particular pursuit in whatever sporting and physical activity it is, whether it is cricket, darts, shooting guns, they are taking every single drug they can possibly take to enhance their performance to the best of their ability without getting caught. The only thing every person does it. Everyone, when you're driving down the freeway or the motorway, depending on what country you're in, you go as fast as you can until you see a speed camera and you slow down. Why? Because it's human nature to do the most you can get away with, every single drop that you can get away with until you're forced to do otherwise. You tell a child, go and clean your room. He doesn't immediately go and clean his room. He doesn't clean his room. Then you say, go and clean it now. And he looks and kind of goes, no, I won't clean it. You say, go and clean it now, or I'm going to punish you with X or Y punishment. And he goes, all right, I'll do it. He pushed the limit of how long he could get away with not doing it, because it is human nature to do the most we can get away with and be as efficient as possible. Welcome to planet Earth. So that is my view on the whole natural, whether it's natural or not natural thing. If you're wondering if people are on Testin, etc. and other drugs and they look great, they are. If you don't want to be, then don't be. See how far you can get. And if you're thinking to yourself, oh, it's affecting I don't want to, well, why is it affecting you? At the end of the day, nothing changes. For me, I train Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays, and I stick to macros every single day. Every single time I'm under the bar, I push as hard as I can possibly push. I prepare for every lift and I get crazy under that thing. And if I don't lift it, I'm well annoyed. And if I do, good. I should have done that because I should be stronger by now because I've been training. And nothing changes with that respect. And if you feel that whether Rob Riches is using drugs or not has any effect on your day and whether you're training, then I don't think you're ready for this. I think this is not the endeavor for you, because ultimately no other person can make any difference to your training program. What you do is what you do. So this has become a lot of a rant. I don't really care, because I think some of this stuff, how long is this? Long as hell. I just think some of these new things need to get off people's chest. If you want to go back to living in a magical, mystical world where you think that none of the sports stars that you see, I mean, like the reason I had Tyson Gay and Asafa Powell, I think it was Asafa Powell got done for drugs. Have you seen their physiques? They could win bodybuilding shows tomorrow, and that's not their endeavor. They get on the line, and they look ridiculous. Look how full their muscles are. Look how incredibly lean they are. And you think they just attain that naturally when their endeavor is actually just sprinting. Of course they're on drugs. So what though? Because if you got on those drugs and you trained for 10 years, do you think you could run as fast as them? No, you could not, because you're not that good. You don't have that genetics. You don't have that discipline in on the track in the gym. They are ridiculously disciplined individuals that needed an edge to actually win. That's the difference. The drugs give you an edge to get into that competitive range. You still have to train. It still comes down to how hard you pursue your endeavor. It's still the strongest, hardest working person. It's always been that, and it always will be that, because they're all on drugs, so it's a level playing field. bradleyaidanjohnson@gmail.com. If you have any queries or theories or suggestions or anything, let me know. Other than that, like the video, like my Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, of course, subscribe. Peace.